For thousands of years along the golden sands of the desert, the Egyptians built monuments that defied the passing of time. The towering pyramids, colossal temples, and eternal tombs still rise against the horizon like stone giants, whispering stories of a people who dreamed of eternity. Yet behind the grandeur of these monuments lies a truth often forgotten. They were not raised by the whips of tyranny alone. Skilled workers, engineers, and master artisans labored with devotion, carving each block with precision, guided by knowledge passed down for generations. They were given homes near the pyramids, food from the royal granaries, and honor for their sacred service. These were builders of destiny, not slaves of stone. At the heart of this civilization flowed the Nile, the lifeblood of Egypt, a river more than mere water. To the people, it was a God's gift, a divine messenger that brought renewal each year. Its floods were seen as tears from the heavens, spilling over the fields, turning dry earth into a sea of green. The Nile carried boats heavy with grain, priests singing hymns to its blessings, and fishermen casting nets into its sacred waters. To stand on its banks at sunrise was to feel the breath of the gods themselves, for the river was Egypt's heartbeat, pulsing through every story, every harvest, every life. And within this world of gods and kings rose women of rare power. Queens who were not only symbols of beauty, but rulers with minds as sharp as a blade and courage unshaken by empires. Draped in white linen and gold, their voices commanded scribes, soldiers, and foreign envoys alike. They held councils beneath torchlit halls, their eyes watching over the fate of nations. From the palace balconies they gazed upon the Nile under moonlight, their hearts heavy with the weight of a kingdom's survival. One queen in particular would become legend, remembered not merely for her allure, but for her intelligence, diplomacy, and defiance against foreign conquerors. In her stood the spirit of a civilization that refused to bow. But the Egyptians did not live only for the present. Every stone they set, every tomb they carved, was a promise to eternity. They believed that death was not an end, but a passage into a greater journey. The soul, they believed, would rise from the body and face divine trials, weighed on scales of truth, tested by sacred guardians, and guided by glowing scriptures etched into the walls of tombs. For them, a tomb was not a grave of silence, but a map for the soul, a portal into forever. Painted ceilings shimmered with stars to guide the spirit, and spells carved into stone spoke to the gods in voices that would never fade. This was Egypt, a land where the gods walked beside mortals, where queens stood as equals to kings, and where eternity was written in stone and water. It is not just a story of pyramids and mummies, but of a people who lived with the divine in their hearts, the river at their side, and the promise of immortality in their minds. These are the untold stories of a golden age, still echoing through the winds and sands of time.